say if you can drop it on the beat. My name don't need no introduction, just know that I am. So respect on that Kokayeena while I'm independent. I got the heels up on my feet, you better watch my red bandana while I'm jugging on the beat. The swag I got was killing it, stick out up in the streets and bowlers do not mean a thing if you can drop it on the beat. I ain't no need no introduction, just know that I am sorry. So respect on that Kokayeena while I'm in the city. My time is money, so if you go suck, you better make it quick. I'm coming to your head, get my follow, I'ma take that shit. I'ma take that shit. I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Walk up in the room, do a boss. I get boss, yes, I get boss, rich. Get the money fast, nothing to quit. I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Walk up in the room, do a boss. I get boss, yes, I get boss, rich. Y'all do what I can, and I do what I want. Y'all do what I can, and I do what I want. Y'all do what I can, and I do what I want. Never been the type of chick to clear a room or if I let them just talking niggas do it, never gave a I draw my son and then I pick my money up and if I would it that it doesn't do don't switch my money up. I never sold out or switched up in a real but they made me okay to make another one. I say that I put myself on it. I ain't a bit of baby mama, cause I got money. I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Walk up in the room, do a boss. I get boss, yes, I get boss, rich. Get the money fast, nothing to quit. I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Walk up in the room, do a boss. I get boss, yes, I get boss, rich. Y'all do what I can, and I do what I want. Y'all do what I can, and I do what I want. Y'all do what I can, and I do what I want. Hey, yo. I never needed your permission to be me. But like I said, ain't never gotta be a son. I think we're gonna run that back one more time because we bringing her on. We're gonna bring that back one more time. Step up in it cause I got the heels up on my feet. You better watch my red bandana while I'm jugging on the beat. The swag I got was killing it. Shit got up in these streets and bowlers do not mean a thing if you can drop it on the beat. My name don't need no introduction, just know that I am. So respect on that Kokayeena while I'm independent. Too many countdown. Too many countdown. I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Walk up in the room, do a boss. I get boss, yes, I get boss. Even when it's bad, no place to play. I'm a boss, I'm a boss. Walk up in the room, do a boss. I get boss, yes, I get boss. Y'all do what y'all can, and I do what I want. Y'all do what y'all can, but I do what I want. Literally. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Hey, yo, I never needed your permission to be me. But understood ain't never gotta be a 60 seconds, 60 seconds, 60 seconds. Look. Wow. So I'm already ready. I'm excited. I'm all of that. I'm all of that. I'm all of that. I'm all of that. And you know what? Y'all know I play that song before I come on. And a part of the reason I play that song before I come on is because I really believe in what she said. Y'all do what y'all can, but I do what I want. And it's always been like that. And it's not going to change. It's been like that since September 22nd, 1985. And so I'm excited that in about 30 seconds, you are going to embark upon divas. Y'all, it's time. It's consulting time. You already know who it is. It's your girl, Lily Mae, straight off the press. I'm full of energy tonight because I have two spectacular ladies with me in the person of Jewel Princess Johnson, aka Kokayeena, and K Soul. And you know what? I don't really need to introduce her because when Kokayeena comes on here, she's going to do the most and she's going to introduce herself. So, without further ado, here we go.
Hey girl.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
All in the background. The little plants and stuff in the way, girl.
How you doing in this quarantine?
Lily, ain't nobody fooling with you with this last minute got me thrown together on this situation today. I'm feeling all right though. Look, like everybody is not happy about the quarantine, but I've been like really evolving during this quarantine and like learning so much about myself and
Okay.
branding and my businesses. So the quarantine has not been too bad for me. I have to admit.
Absolutely. So everybody, you already know you checked in with your girl Lily Mae on It's Consulting Time. And so tonight's Diva edition is interesting because we are going to really dive into the brands with the S of two spectacular young ladies. And so I want to first start off by introducing to some um, and presenting to others Miss Jewel Princess Johnson, better known as Kokayeena, the host who does the most. And so Princess, tell us a little bit about because I like to dive right in. I feel like your personality is one that you don't need a lot of structure. You kind of know what to do. So tell us a little bit about how Jewel Princess Johnson slash Kokayeena, how this brand came to be.
I woke up one day and wanted to do what I love to make and to do what I love and utilize it to make money. And one thing I love to do was talking to people, engaging people, connecting with people. And I just literally took the thing I love and made a business out of it, hosting events, bringing people together. Um, and that's really how the brand came about. If you want to be honest, I started off as a poet. So I think I always say, I cheated a little bit as far as fan base is concerned because a lot of my following started as a poet. And so I went from kind of like poets to heroes to
Okay.
artists to whatever. My fan base has kind of followed me the entire time. So I've been fortunate to have that experience. But the brand
Okay.
itself, um, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, so the interesting thing about you is that you actually have a background in education and history, right?
I do.
So
So
how does
I
that
went.
factor into your writing?
It really doesn't. So if we're gonna keep it honest, so when I graduated from high school, I went to J Sarge where I got my associates in music, and then somewhere halfway through, I decided, oh my God, I want to be a lawyer. So then I went to state and I enrolled in a history and pre-law program. Completely excelled, completed it, excelled, and then decided I didn't want to do that anymore. So I was like, well, maybe I should teach. And so then I went into a master's program and got a degree in education. And what I recognized that I didn't know what I want to do. So I have been utilizing the fact that I was smart and racking up accolades, but they weren't really pertinent to what I was trying to do. Because at that time, I didn't know who I was. So to answer your
Wow.
question, how does it
So
fit
that's
what I'm
interesting.
doing now?
But you know what? I think I would say that it does because you have a different set of skills and formal training that allows you to be able to articulate things in a way that other people cannot. And it also allows you to kind of, even though I know you don't like politics, but it allows you to politic in a world where the bureaucracy and politics are so prevalent. It allows you to kind of
But
be able to come into a room and communicate, but
it
also
just
be
makes
able to articulate yourself.
Yeah, I think that just makes me more educated. And the fact that we're already black, and that's the thing about African American black people. We always got to come into the room kind of a step up. So I think like when you say added, I mean, it makes me a little more polished. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's dope to tell people I have 3 degrees. But if we're honest, you know what I'm saying? If we're honest, I could have done what I'm doing without the degrees. Now, would I have the connections? Would I have the network? Would I have the art, the articulation? Would I be able to talk how I talk? Probably not. But I probably still could have gotten doing that part of my career without the degrees, honestly. And the reason why I say that, and the reason why I wanted to make that part clear is because a lot of the times we focus heavily on going to college, racking up this debt, or whatever the case may be. And the truth of the matter is, the thing that I love didn't require a degree. So yeah, I do have them to fall back on.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful, but truthfully, I don't need those degrees to host the events, and that's the thing that I love, Lily. So it's like in my case, I'm smart as hell, but I spent $140,000 getting those degrees to do what with them.
Wow, wow. So let's talk about this music thing. Let's talk about this music thing. Clearly, I love Boss. I'm gonna love Boss forever. But I want to talk about 812. 812. Tell us about 812 and what that means.
So 812 is actually my birthday, August the 12th. But also I have my spirit number is 11. So you'll see me utilize the number 11 a lot. 8 plus 2 plus
Okay.
1 equals 11. There's 11 tracks on the album, things like that, because it's my spirit number. And 812 was really a compilation of a bunch of different styles of music. So while
Okay.
every other artist is trying to find the best song to put on a project, just to give y'all music, I didn't just find a best couple of songs. I gave you 11 songs from all different genres because I wanted to showcase me as a writer more than anything. I wanted the audience to know
Mm.
that I don't you gave me, I could write to it. And that was really the purpose of 812. It was really to showcase the artistry in my writing.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So you're a writer, you sing, you can flow, you make sure that you put the R&B and the rap in what you do in your project. So what is your ultimate goal? What does Princess ultimately want to give to the world? What is your ultimate goal with your music?
So you were breaking up a little bit, but I think you asked what my ultimate goal was. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my ultimate goal is to never be put or forced to be in a box. What I learned very early on There are some people that have one gift. There are some people that have two. And then you have me, where I am a jack of many trades. I can do many things. And the thing that has made me excel at whatever I do is not allowing someone to tell me, oh, you're just a writer. Oh, you're just an artist. Oh, you're just an event host. No, I'm all of that. And I need all four of my checks too. So not only do I need the check for hosting the event, I need the one that you're gonna give me performing the event too, and I need the
Okay.
one you can give me for throwing the too. I need all three of my checks. And so what I did, like I said, the not being boxed in thing is so important to me because I'm really doing what I love. There's not anything that says cocaine and ET attached to it means I did it because I loved it. And there is nothing more
Mhm.
fulfilling than doing what I love and getting paid for it. Like somebody told me that if you do the thing that you love, you would never have to work a day in your life. And so me getting up and grabbing a mic is literally me doing what I love. So this is not work to me. This is just what I do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, you do have a career.
I
You
do.
have all of these hats that you wear, but there's something else there. There is a little one, which means you are a mother. And if I'm
I am.
correct, you are a single mother, which means you wear a couple other hats. How do
Yes.
you put all of it together and not neglect your child's needs?
Support system. So the most beautiful thing that I've been able to be or have while being a mom is a village. When they say it takes a village to raise a child, oh my God, it does. And aside from that, I need to shout out my father and my grandmother and the people that hold me down.
Shout them out.
While I You know what I'm saying? I'm able to do again those things that I love because of the support system that stands behind me. So I'm fortunate to be in a place and to be surrounded by people who recognize that I'm no good to my son if I'm unhappy or if I'm not in the position where I can take care of him. And I can't be in either of those positions without someone's help. You know what I'm saying? And so fortunately for me, like I said, I've always been in the position where I got a crazy support system and they assist me in being able to be a mom and be an event host or an artist or a performer. And also, all you gotta do is be around me for 5 seconds to know Jeremiah, that's my son. He's with me everywhere I go. So I'm teaching him the work ethic and the hard work early because he needs to see it because this is our life. Like I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna be this big brand name. And so since he was on my boob breastfeeding, Jeremiah has been in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Since Jeremiah was 3 weeks old, we've been flying. So he is being conditioned for the lifestyle that's coming. And he's
Absolutely.
okay. I mean, for real, like he's okay.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, all right, let's dive deeper into the music. Where
Okay.
is it that your inspiration comes from? Because you have a very, very diverse platform. So, what would you say really gives you that? Oh,
Hurt, pain. Music is the universal language that everybody can understand. It's the one language that whatever. So what I do in my music is tell you the truth. And that's the
mm,
good, the bad, or the ugly. Sometimes it's the stuff I don't even want
mhm,
to hear. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's the stuff I'm scared to
absolutely.
say. Sometimes it's the stuff I'm scared to say out loud to somebody. And so the creating
Mm,
of that, it's my outlet. It's the one thing that I've been able to dive myself in that I love that loved me back with the same energy.
mm. Whew. Guys, we sitting down and rocking it out with Jewel Princess Johnson, better known as Kokayeena, and it's consulting time. So let's stay on this music kick
Okay.
because you really you love music to the point that you have some events that you put on though. Not only do you host them, you sponsor them, you're the organizer, and you provide a platform for other artists. Tell us a little bit about how that came to be.
So, what I learned in artistry and entertainment and music is that it costs money, money, money. And a lot of artists don't get that. A lot of
Woo.
artists go, they drop a beat, they drop a song, and literally this career costs. Like it literally costs to put your stuff on. Most artists though are
It does.
struggling, they're starving. And I do not believe that just because you are a starving artist, you should not have a platform. And so me and initially DJ Rebel were talking, and I was like, listen, I want to create a platform where artists can come and perform and not feel like they're paying to perform. So often in Richmond, you'll hear artists say, I don't pay to perform. You know, their noses in the air, whatever. Even though for real, most artists get their start by paying to perform, paying for a slot, paying for whatever. But that's normally how it starts off. But you find that most of the artists don't want to do that, or for real, they can't afford it. You know, and so what I really was trying to do was create a platform or an atmosphere where a regular person, a regular Mary Jane, if you got $25, you can get in and you could win big. Like not something small. I wasn't just making you pay to play. I wasn't making you pay to perform. I was making you pay to compete. And the prizes that we were given was crazy. And it just got bigger and bigger from there. And it shocked me. I was shocked at the turnouts and the way the community picked up on this showcase. And I mean, it was some backlash, it was some negativity, but the positivity far
Oh,
outweighed anything
absolutely.
negative anybody said.
Absolutely. And so and I can definitely attest to that because I was able to attend quite a few of your events and I noticed that each time it got bigger and bigger and the prizes were not just monetary in nature. The prizes were of substance. And guys, I think we need to stop worrying about quantifying things and think about the qualitative nature of things because the services that she was providing as prizes was worth way more than $100. I think we need to
Mm-hmm.
start thinking outside of riches and think about wealth. Because I said the other day, there are a lot of ballers around here, but ballers don't walk around with wads of cash. Ballers have investments. And so I think that's why we need to operationalize the language and redefine the culture. Because somewhere along the way, y'all got it twisted. But I'm going to come back to you and your music because that's what we here to talk about. Anyway, so, um, what's next? Because you got a lot going on. I know you've been doing a whole lot of videos in the background. So tell us a little bit about those.
What's next? Everything, the sky. So next is my second project. I'll be working on a new album. I'm actually recording now. And so that's looking to drop next year. I have a few more singles that will drop off of 812. I want to say Looking for Love is going to be one of them. Um, and just going bigger and better. I have this really dope event that's in the works, and it's so like secluded that I can only tell you I have this really dope event that's in the works. Um,
Absolutely.
and those are that's next. Shout out to the Montana movement for always standing behind me, beside me, in front of me. Being my manager, one of my biggest support systems, and just kind of stay tuned because everything that we're doing amidst this pandemic is going to happen fast. It's going to hit y'all hard. And so I just want y'all to be ready because when y'all know when I come, I come.
Absolutely. So, all right. So we know that you're working in the background, but we also know that you have some other things. So talk to us a little bit about what you do with your social media because you have like almost like Steve Harvey's the strawberry letter. Tell me a little bit about that.
So my Talk to Coco's Tuesdays. Um, Talk to Coco Tuesday really just started off one day as me asking a question on social media.
Uh huh.
And the feedback was crazy. The inboxes that I received afterwards were crazy too. And you always get shocked when somebody hits you up saying, "Oh, that status you posted changed my life or changed my thought." And so the first Talk to Coco Tuesday, the very first one, went so crazy that I was like, "Well, I'll do this every Tuesday to again create a place where people can talk." This new generation, us in general, everybody, this new society is so sensitive about everything. We can't even come together and have a conversation about how different we are,
Nope.
because the
Nope.
moment you say you're different, now you're anti-different somebody else. And
Yep.
so the Talk to Coco platform really created a platform where someone can ask a question and everybody respond. And while they were
Absolutely.
just looking for my personal, I wanted to open it to you guys because I recognize that I see the world through one looking glass, and that's just my own. But if you have an opinion, drop it here. And it's been going for, I think, 14 weeks. We've done 14 so far, today included. We posted one. And
Absolutely.
they're just like, it's changing how we communicate, and it's always peaceful. Like, I haven't seen one discussion where it went kind of left or hey, and we be getting down to the nitty gritty
Oh,
about
you do
things. And so it's
indeed.
interesting to people's perspective and how they process things is interesting. Like, people are interesting, they are peculiar, but the Bible says we are a peculiar folk. And so
Absolutely.
it is, yeah, so it's just interesting watching how we communicate and respond to one another in times of differences or even likenesses. And so y'all can catch me anywhere on any of my social medias. Jewel Princess Johnson. Every Tuesday I drop a question. It normally comes around 1 o'clock. And I typically give my opinion, and then I communicate with you guys about your opinions. And most times you'll find that what I say is totally different than what you guys say. And that's the purpose of the post.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So while we're talking about social media, shout out your social media for the people.
My social media, everything is Kokayeena. That's Kokayeena. I think my name is right there. Look, boop boop, Kokayeena. So just at me on everything that'll pop up. You can also Google Kokayeena, Kokayeena, and I'll pop up everywhere. That's me, baby. It's a household brand.
Now, can you tell us about where cocaine came from or no?
We can. So
Okay.
so a long time ago, I was a sorority girl, and I can't say which organization I was a part of. And when I pledged, my line name was Cocaine. Um, and they named me that because they said I was raw and uncut. So everything that came out of my mouth was kind of raw, it was kind of in your face, and they named me that. As I got older, um, it just really means that I'm dope. And I was born in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So everybody know
Shout
the
out.
contents of what dope mean and how it goes. And whatever negative connotation it had, you know what I'm saying? My dad was a heroin addict, that's dope. And so I just kind of took a negative thing and kind of made it positive. It's kind of like the N word. You know, y'all call it coke and y'all call it dope. And for real, they call me cocaine because I'm dope. My energy is dope. My spirit is dope. If you're around me, you're gonna get high. And but it's not anything negative, and we didn't change it because it worked. Like I said, you get into this
Absolutely.
industry, things like cocaine, and I'm talking about people frown up at the thought of that. And I never ran away from that because that's who I am. Like, you can meet Jewel, you can meet Princess, you can meet Cocaine, and it may be three different versions of me, but essentially it's all the same person.
Wow. Wow. So we got Jewel Princess Johnson, that's known as Cocaine. So do you foresee anything changing? Do you foresee your style of music changing? Like what? Because you're growing. You're growing rapidly and you're doing different things. So as you evolve, what do you foresee?
I think the music is going to change. I think 812, I gave you a lot of 812. You can tell that I was a girl, um, just looking for something. And this
Okay.
next project is Wiz, and I'll tell you guys what that means on a later date. But then is Wiz. On this
Okay.
next project that's dropping, I think what you're gonna get is a lot of authenticity, and a lot of
Hmm.
rawness. Um, I'm far past the point of
Mm.
saying I'm looking for love in the first album. And in the second album, I'm kind of like, F your love. Give me money. Give me this. Move out the
All
way.
right.
Boss,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I think the difference in the albums is that at one point I was a girl looking for love, and now I'm a full-fledged woman, not really needing anything to stand on. And now I'm telling you a whole different. I'm finna talk my shit this next album because, excuse my language, um, because of the evolution, because of the growth, because of the changes, because of the dynamics. So I think
Got
you
it,
got
got
kind of, you gotta just stay tuned to see how it play out, man. And you know I'm gonna drop some jewels because you know y'all always want to know what a tea at is in my music for real. If you want to know what happened with stuff, just go listen to the music. I always tell all the secrets in my music.
And that's what I was gonna say. You always explain what's going on when you listen. And that's the thing. We get so caught up in beats that we don't listen to the words of the song. And so, Princess, I thank you. You are always welcome on this platform. And we definitely, I'm going to have to get you over on All Things Authentic so we can put out some of that Talk to Coco Tuesdays. Because definitely, guys, on Thursday nights or All Things Authentic, we try to talk about 21st century topics, and you definitely will be an asset to that platform. So I will definitely pull you out. So, any final thoughts? What is your advice for artists who are trying to come up in this industry?
The only advice I have for real is that remember that this is a business. So the first thing is that remember that everything, and you need to govern yourself as such. The second thing I have is for you, the artist, to figure out if you want to just make music or if this is your career, because there's two sides to that. You can make music and never go anywhere from your music if it's just a hobby. But if one morning you wake up and decide this is what you want to do forever, then every single decision that you make from that moment on needs to line up with whatever your dream and your vision is. And that's it. Stay focused, stay completely tunnel vision, and don't let nobody tell you your shit trash. Period. Music is the universal language that anybody can understand. So just because I did not fluently speak your musical language does not mean that someone else will won't or will.
Mm.
So that's
Y'all
what I
heard
got.
it.
Also, anybody and joining any of my showcases, please reach out to me. You do not have to be from Richmond to get in. So that's another
Absolutely.
thing. As soon as this pandemic is over, I have a platform. So please utilize that.
Absolutely. Well, Princess, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Please, please, please check her out. She is Kokayeena. That's Kokayeena on every platform. Jewel Princess Johnson on Facebook. Sweet Pea, thank you so much. And you know I will have you back, baby.
Anytime, Lily. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And y'all have a good night.
Night, night. Guys, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. That was Jewel Princess Johnson, aka Kokayeena. So, now, we wrapped it up on the East Coast. Now we're taking it to the Midwest. And in order to take it to the Midwest, you know I gotta bring you in with a little bit of music. So let's vibe for a little bit. And then we're gonna bring in somebody spectacular from Chi-Town. Every day seems like something new. Yeah. Just like the walls are closing in on me. Thinking about my power, I can see say, holidays, you wanna stay with us, throw away your tears, wooden floors that bear the burden of her fears, money stashed in department store boxes, floors creaking as she walks through the night. See, one of escape from the world. I'm just saying. Seems like the world together. Without further ado, I present to you K Soul. What's up, lady?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
Doing spectacular. Look, I had to bring you in from Chi-Town because this is just spectacular. This is spectacular. And all I'm hearing are soundtrack vibes. Like, yo, this is soundtrack music. My friend was just like, yo, that sounds like it belongs on the soundtrack. I'm like, yeah. So that's what we pushing for. So everybody out there, I already shouted out Nelson K. Johnson. This is soundtrack music.
Hey, thank you.
But Kay, tell us about K Soul.
Oh man. K Soul is who I am at the very core of myself. It is a culmination of all of my life experiences, and it is the way that I communicate the melodies, the harmonies, the messages that God drops into my soul through my music.
Okay. Wow. So Chicago,
Yes.
it's so funny because your sound does say to me lounge. Lounge with a little bit of studio, but like I just see you in a lounge laying across the piano just singing. Like that's what I see. Like have you ever thought about that?
I have. I've actually heard that before. Um,
Okay.
and honestly, that's like my favorite way to perform that very intimate, where you can really look into the faces of the people that you're singing to. I love that.
Wow. So all right, let's jump in because you just released your first single, and we're gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna let the people, hear a little bit of that. But I want to go back. Where does K Soul's music journey begin?
I think it begins from birth. As a small girl, listening to music, sitting out on the porch as a kid, writing poems, making my friends, family sing harmony. So, I think it was always a part of my journey.
Wow. And so, who would you say some of your musical inspirations are?
I can go back to like Stevie, Aretha, Whitney, Michael. Moving forward, I mean, I love the New Jack Swing 90s era of music, Mary J. Blige, and then of course that neo soul, your Erica, your Jill, your D'Angelo. So pretty eclectic, I think.
Wow. So, how did you come up with K Soul though?
I used to actually record under the name KG. And when I got more serious about it, it was like, that don't really sound cool. Plus, the rapper from Naughty by Nature is KG. And so when I thought about it, yeah, like my music comes from my soul. So it was like K Soul. So it kind of just made sense. It worked. And I've been rolling with that ever since.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so we have Queso and we have this single, but this single means something. It really means a lot to you. And so tell us a little bit about what this single means because Blood in My Veins, when I hear that, I think a couple of things. I think loss, I think suffering, but I also think life. And so it's like, which one, or is it all of it that you were looking at?
I was looking at both. You know, I was looking at wanting to share the beginning of my life because I was definitely born into some hardships and, you know, an unideal situation with a teen mother. Um, and I was also looking at the healing journey, you know, that the blood in our veins from wherever our beginnings are, that's where it starts, you know. But I think it's up to us to change that color and determine what that blood flowing through us will eventually produce. And so I think I'm singing on the other side of that as well.
Well, we talked about soundtracks, and Nelson K. Johnson has checked in. So,
Hey,
Nelson K. Johnson, since you checked in, we're going to go ahead and let y'all sample Blood in My Veins. We're going to get this to Tyler because this needs to go on one of them movies.
hey, I claim that.
Hey, check in. Nelson K. Johnson said it definitely gives him movie vibes, so that's a plus
Hey,
because we definitely want to thank Nelson for he is a superstar in his own right. Nelson K. Johnson has songs on MTV, VH1. He got songs all over the place, reality shows, and all of that. So shout out to Nelson. Thank you for checking in and that's a connection we definitely must definitely connect. He said that he watches a lot of series on Netflix and this could definitely fit into something.
oh,
So that's beautiful. That's beautiful,
that is.
Kay.
Thank you.
um, I will definitely make sure that your music gets to him after we finish. That is brilliant.
Thank
All
you.
right, so this is going to be a little bit random.
Okay.
If you're in the shower, what songs will we catch you singing in the shower?
Oh wow, gosh. You know what it just depends. I'm listening to a lot of Jacob Banks right now. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Um,
No.
you know what? If you do you watch Power?
Yeah, yeah,
He was
sparingly, but yeah.
all through Power. Yeah. I'm listening
Okay.
to a lot of him. You know, since they've been doing the verses, I've been going back in my crates, listening to my Jill and my Erica. So I've been singing a lot of that stuff, a lot of Erica Badu on and on, Next Lifetime.
Eh? Oh, okay. So we there. All right.
Yeah.
We there. Okay. Okay. So you're a neo soul girl for real.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Let's talk career development. Let's talk career development. So where are some of the places that you performed?
You know what? I've really been blessed on this journey. I have performed in many states. I did Curves Beautifully Empowered, which is a women's conference. I performed at Four Figure Fashion Week, Four Figure Fashion Week. I did the national anthem for an NBA game before. I've headlined a couple of venues here. So, I mean, I've really been blessed to perform in a lot of different places.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I noticed about you is that you are vivacious. Your style is crazy. Like your fashion sense is so crazy. I love that you switch your hair all the time because I switch mine too. I love it. I love it. You never know what you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get Bonquisha or Becky or Ebony or Letitia. So it is what it is. But along with that, do you find that some of the other projects or performances that you may want to achieve, you can't because you don't fit the commercial artist?
Definitely. Definitely. I think that's I wouldn't even be being truthful if I didn't say that was part of it. I've definitely even been told before, like, we think you're talented, you don't, we're not feeling the look. It's not really where we going with this. So, I mean, I think it's definitely, I don't want to say a roadblock because I hate that term, but it's been a obstacle that I've had to get over and move past. Yeah.
Now, so because I know we have a lot of, and personally, I know a lot of artists who are plus size who refuse to conform to sexualizing themselves to sell music and get performances. So, what advice though do you give to those that may be thinking about, okay, I got to change myself to be accepted in this industry?
First of all, you don't. I'm gonna say that again. You do not.
I
Um,
know that's right.
you you have to become very comfortable in what it is that you bring to the table. And I know that that's easier said than done, especially now with the way they pump out all of these ideas of beauty. And when you're looking at that and it doesn't look like you have to decide that what you're doing with your artistry and the message that you're telling is bigger than those boxes that they want to put you in, and trust that your gifts will absolutely make room for you. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what are some of the mistakes you wish you could have avoided along the way? Because I know that, when we think industry, I never ever in my life thought that I would even touch the industry. I always like to do stuff at church. We had the plays. All right. Talent show. Okay, I'm gonna sing and play the piano. I think I'm Stevie Wonder. But it's like when you get older and you start seeing what's on TV, you thinking to yourself, honestly, if it weren't for like Aretha Franklin, Kelly Price, and people like that, I probably never ever would have thought I would touch the industry. So, but what are some of those mistakes that you wish you could have avoided?
One for me, and it really took me a while to really move past it, was I waited. I did at one point let that negativity stop me. I did tell myself, yeah, you're not gonna make it. They're not picking you. Just stop. And I didn't make music for a few years. And so that was a huge, because I lost a lot of time that I could have been honing my craft and being out there. I lost that valuable time. And then fast forward, when I finally did decide, like, you know what, I am going to move forward. This is what I want to do. I had to really stop letting people get in my ear.
That's
And
it.
because then it became, well, okay, if you're going to do it, you have to do it just like this. And it has to be this way. And I had to stop letting people get in my ear because it was stifling my art and I wasn't really creating what I wanted to create.
Okay, okay, okay. And I think that's important, guys. Once again, you're checking in. It's consulting time with your girl Lily Mae, and now we're here with K Soul Music. And as always, we definitely have the jewels being dropped tonight. And so, one of the things that you said, people in your ear. I think it's important that we listen to people, but we don't get so consumed in what they're saying to us that that is our truth. But I also feel that we have to live in the truth and stop creating false realities. And so I think that you're writing your narrative as you go. And even though you missed a couple of pages, you were able to compensate for that in latter chapters. And I feel like that. I feel like that for myself. It's so interesting when Princess was telling her story about how she kept acquiring degrees and accolades because she really didn't know what she wanted to do. And I'm like, wow, that's me too. I thought I was the only one, you know. And so I think we all have gifts. We have specific gifts, talents, and abilities, but I think we get so caught up in doing everything and trying to perfect everything that we don't focus on the very thing that makes us happy. And so I'm glad that you did go back and decide to focus on what makes you happy. And I think that that is spectacular, right?
Yes, amazing.
So, what does your future in music hold?
I I'm continuing to build my brand. I would really like for it to be something. Right now, I'm still working my day job, but I would really like for it to be my career that I can also take care of me and my child off of. I'm not saying I have to like sell out Glastonbury, but if I could, live off of that, provide a life for me and my daughter, that would be wonderful.
You will. We're gonna see you at Essence Festival. You will.
Oh,
You
that's
will.
on my vision board too. Speak that now.
Wow, you will. You will. You will. I'll be, and I will be bringing you on stage. You will. You definitely
Hey,
will.
I'm
We are
claiming
speaking it.
that
We are
success.
speaking it into existence. And shout out to Sky 4 Records in Atlanta, Georgia. Frank Mosley is the CEO. Spectacular label. Has some awesome things, up and coming. But so it just, when I speak your name, it definitely feels so powerful. So are there other business ventures though outside of music? Because I feel like you have a story to tell that you're telling through your music, but you need to speak. So are there other ventures?
I have been running my law practice for about the last 15, almost 16 years now. It is focused in family and real estate, but I do a lot of family. So that's kind of my cause. I'm a cause warrior for that in my practice.
Listen, y'all, can you repeat that? You do what?
I do family law. So I help.
The magic. Oh, all right. Okay. Mhm.
And I think, me being someone who wasn't raised by my parents and who really understands that abandonment and that those feelings of neglect, family laws really holds a special place for me because I get so emotionally connected to the families that I'm working with because I realize that it's life or death. Now I will say that emotion doesn't really play well in the legal profession, but it has helped me to really gain a reputation in the community as really someone who that they can turn to, and that means a lot to me.
Absolutely. Now, how does that impact your music? Do you find that people are like, oh, that's the singing lawyer, or oh my God, because seriously, it's like I was deemed the lit teacher, the singing teacher, the dancing teacher, and you know what I'm saying? It's just like you get classified by what you do and your profession. So, do you find that a lot?
Honestly, I got a lot of backlash at first. When I really was like, you know what, I want to, slowly get, wind down my practice and really pursue my music. I mean, people are like, what? Are you serious? Like, you're a lawyer. Why would you want to go sing? Like, it took a while, and I've really had to work hard to kind of separate the two and get people to really take me serious as an artist. And it's funny because now, is more and more people know me as an artist and don't really know that I practice law. And I really had to work to kind of change that narrative.
But I get it. I get it. And I'm pretty sure that the backlash came from within our community.
Mm.
And I already know that because I'm a living witness. Like I said in the beginning, in Princess's song Ball, she said, y'all do what y'all can, but I do what I want. And I've always done what I want. In corporate America, I have blue hair. And that's just what it is. But in my own community, I get backlash for my long nails and my blue hair without understanding this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? And it's not indicative of what I know, and it's not indicative of the piece of papers or the credentials that I have. And so I think that as a community, we are our own worst enemy when it comes to this. And
I
so
think
kudos to you.
yeah. We don't like to see others have more than one thing. It's like people want to stop you. Okay, you're an attorney. You should be happy with that. And this idea of being overachiever. And I'm like, what is that? Who said that we had to be one thing our whole entire life? Like, how boring is that?
I think I know where that came from, but I'm gonna leave that alone. We'll talk about that on our, when we start talking about family matters or all things authentic. I will be bringing you back as well because I think it's gonna get deep. But definitely, well, I think that what happens is when those picnics were held,
Mm.
That's kind of how the cream of the crop were selected. And I think that somewhere along the way we've adopted, okay, let's not display all of these talents because we're going to be picked off one by one. But I'm going to leave that alone because we're talking about K
You getting
Soul
deep
music.
now. You getting deep.
So, all right, as we wind down, and this is something that I always like to ask, what is the best advice you can give other artists or aspiring indie artists?
My best advice to artists would be to start now, please. Please do
Mm.
yourself that favor. Do not wait another minute. Start with what you have. Okay. Don't worry about no big studio equipment or any of that thing. Start now and start with what you have and trust yourself first. Okay. And then educate yourself. Go to conferences. Try to network with people because you do have to build a network. You do have to get educated. There's a business side to this. Okay.
Business.
Got to learn the business of music. That's just as important as your vocal lessons, your writing workshops, and all of that. You need to learn how this industry works. You got it.
Wow.
You got to start today.
Wow. Start today and learn the business. So that was spectacular. That was spectacular. And I think what we're going to do, we're going to take it back and we're going to leave with blood in my veins. Oh, 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 blood in my veins. Let me tell you a story of me. Tell you about my life before I street called queen. See, I've been going through since a very little girl. Growing up without me, a tired old soul. I've been up and down, the bad and love that hold me down. And you ain't seen what happened to me when you got this far. Demons for free, they're in my veins. All right, guys, we are closing out with Blood in My Veins, guys. You just heard from K Soul Music, and what a wonderful time. What a wonderful time I've had chatting it up with you. This is just the beginning. We will talk again. Guys, once again, you rocking with your girl Lily Mae on It's Consulting Time. And as always, tonight, you had Joy, Jules, and Justice. Good night, everyone.
Thank